way, Andy Smedgaard's joined the field and really rocked up to the party.
Andy Smedgaard is on the front row. Eric Magnussen will start alongside him in second place. So those two are going to be up against each other. Dana Basinski and Lena Chin will share row number 2 in rear-wheel drive lightweight 4-cylinder machinery. In row number 3, it's Joel Morrison in a J-Series V6, Salil Shukla in an inline 6 BMW. Then Ayrton Grimm 7th, Matt Walbaum in 8th. And in row number 5, it's Eric Catil. Didn't have the run he was hoping for in the top 10 shootout yesterday. Matthew Ibrahim rolls off in 10th place. Then it's Ryan Kristoff in the number 46. Jake Jorenstad starts 12th in the number 32. And row 7 is Jeff Donati in the Toyota 86. Daniel Geraldo in the Lexus IS 350C starts in 14th. And Justin Lee in the NCMX5. Justin Wingfield in the number 729 rolls off 16th. Then Donna Louie and Jake Rawson in row number 9. The 10th row as we make our way to the halfway point of the field. Michael Pagano and Sam Scott. Pagano in an orange and blue BMW, Scott in a yellow NC Miata. Then it's the white S2000 Dakota Pionic alongside Asmath Muhammad in the number 50 MR2. Brian Hendricks starts 23rd, Piero Pucci in 24th in the number 510. Then Michael Hilo in the Eibach 350Z, Zach Lavoie in the number 42 in 26th, followed by Robbie Veerhout in the number 95, and Kunwoo Lee in 28th in the number 22 car. 29th place, Peter Zhang in the LS Swap FRS. Dai Huynh starts 30th in the 888. Alan Newsom in the Bridgemoto RX-7 starts 31st. Adam Wood in the Subaru Impreza in 32nd. Natalie Latos and Max Gorley share row number 17. Gorley in the Subimods BRZ. Then it's Nathan Manning and Blake Korth rounding out a grid of just 36. A little bit of attrition here in the late going of the weekend. On the left-hand side of your screen, a rundown of all the different cars that you're going to see here. So we should see the green flag here next time by.
And looking forward to this one with the slight mix-up that we have with Catil being back in the pack. A chance for Andy Smedgaard to continue the good run, but Eric Magnussen was really quick towards the end of yesterday. Can he continue that momentum and continue the championship hunt now as the points leader?
Yeah, again, he came in leading by just 2 points. And he had a great result in race 2, but again, just the top 10 shootout didn't go his way. It was looked conservative to my eyes, but he has a little bit of work to do. Here's the upside though. If he finishes somewhere in the middle half of the top 10, then maybe he gets lucky on the invert and ends up in front of all of his competitors for that 4th and final race.
Yeah, the invert really does make it interesting because you're not sure exactly where you're going to end up, how hard you're going to have to fight to get into the thick of the championship points.
Doubled up here for the start of this race. The lead car, the white and black Scion FRS. That is an FA24 engine out of a newer Toyota GR86. Alongside him is an LS Swap BMW M3. Power to weight racing on a damp racetrack at our biggest event of the year. Time to go racing in our Daytona. This is GingerMan Raceway. Round 3 of the 2026 championship. Green flag and we're underway at Eibach GLTC.
Eric Catil on the outside, keep an eye out for him to try and pick his way through. Andy Smedgaard instantly puts himself to the point of the field. Eric Magnussen trying to now tuck in behind as Lena Chin trying to hold on. Didn't have the best of starts in race 1. Can she make up for that mistake?
Yeah, the track is a little bit slippery here, so those that haven't seen the standing water, look at this 3 wide. Wood, Gorley, and Blake Korth trying to make 3 cars fit there on the backstretch to turn 3.
I'm not surprised to see the 3 wide toward the tail end of the field.
Eric Catil off in the grass, and he slammed it with the front splitter. And we'll see if it was able to take it. I think it's still attached to the car, but he went for a pretty wild ride there.
He got very lucky with that ride to not dig in and rip that splitter off like you were saying, but maybe just put on the wrong side of the track. Miscommunication potentially, which we did see a couple of times yesterday as well. And now he's got some more work to do as his main championship rival sits in second and very happy to be there as well.
Yeah, and Andy Smedgaard well clear of Eric Magnussen now as we watch Ayrton Grimm, who had a great climb in the GRIDLIFE Rush Series race from the tail of the field up into the top 5. That was unbelievable driving. And he'll have to do some similar magic here in this competitive GLTC field. Oh, Daniel Geraldo to the edge of the road into 10B. That was very tight, just behind Ryan Kristoff in that red and white CRX.
That 10B complex, the only part of the track that's really changed since its opening back in 1996. And does produce a couple of passing opportunities, both at that corner, sweeping down as well to turn 11, where Andy Smedgaard just touches the water on the inside of turn 11, maybe noting that for the future. Big gap behind Lena Chin on the inside on the run to turn number 1, but Dana Basinski might have the spot already.
Yeah, this is door-to-door between these two, technically teammates, both cars over by the ASM trailer here. Matt Waldbaum is the same, and then trouble at turn 11. It's Daniel Geraldo and Sam Scott. Lexus IS 350. Scott's trying to get out, but that's going to dig in.
Yeah, he might not have had the momentum, unfortunately, and so that's going to be 2 cars that need to be recovered. You don't want to see that. Little bit of sparks flying from the front end as we drive down through turn 3. Lena Chin now trying to defend from the 715 of Cyril Shukla in that BMW M3.
Sounds like we'll have a look at that incident down at turn 11. That'll give us a better idea of what happened. Here it is, just a moment ago. And bottom of your screen, ooh, Geraldo up the inside, was on the inside of Justin Lee, got loose, and then Scott just went to go avoid him. So there's 2 sort of separate incidents there, but yeah, he just got crossed up on the inside of the other NC.
And something else that I did note in that replay is Eric Cotil had a moment of his own, a little bit deep into that corner, so maybe a couple of drivers not sure about the grip level, over-committing into that final corner. They had an extra formation lap to get a bit more of a sense of the conditions, but always different when you're driving around at 60 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour versus 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, no surprise here. We're going to get the full course yellow to dig Daniel out of the kitty litter over there. But hopefully, it'll be a pretty quick recovery, and we'll get back underway with a couple of laps left to go. This is not what Andy Smedegard wanted to see, having given him a 1.6-second advantage. Though for Eric Cotil, where is Cotil? Down to 11th place, so he really needed a reset here.
He's actually gotten away quite lightly with that moment to only drop 2 spots from where he started this race off. So, you know, could be worse, but you can see a couple of the scars, just the dirt being on that front of the car.
I'd worry about cooling is what I would worry about, because the reason I saw it is because I saw the mud splashing through the air. And, you know, if you pack all the intakes full of mud, you're going to end up overheating that car. So it's difficult to see.
I think he's okay. I think he's gotten pretty lucky with that. Now, we'll have to wait and see. It is a cooler day, so that is going to help as well compared to the last couple. But this safety car period is going to help him, because he's not pushing the car necessarily. Yes, he's not getting as much cooling into the car, but to basically break the race up into a couple of shorter sprints might not be the worst thing in the world.
You can see where he went off and where he dug in at the exit of the curbing. Here's a look at the weekend points so far, and this is why it's critical for Cotil to get back on the horse. There's a 3-way tie for 3rd place on the weekend for the big trophy here. So it's going to be hotly contested.
And in terms of championship, this is swinging the way of Eric Magnussen as well. Yes, we've got 3 very different tracks to come, but I would argue Cotil, at least at one of those tracks, might be at a bit of a disadvantage. I think Watkins Glen will be favored to the M3 with a bit more power, potentially not so much requiring the car to be nimble. Lime Rock may favor Cotil a little bit, but then head to WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, and I think it's probably a bit of a wash, because as much as you need confidence through the corners, you need straight line performance as well.
Yeah, and for the championship leaders, Cotil has experience at Watkins Glen and GLTC, but Eric Magnussen hails from Pennsylvania. He's lapped Watkins Glen plenty of times, maybe not in GLTC trim, but as we get another look at that car kind of up close, I think you're right. It doesn't appear that it's too packed full. Also, the brake ducts are, you know, on the red part of the splitter is something I would keep my eyes out for.
It looked like maybe just a covering of grass more than anything. Didn't look like the damp, wet mud was sticking to that radiator, so that's kind of good sign. Also, one of the things that sometimes you get close to another car, try and get their exhaust to help blow things through a little bit quicker. There's all sorts of things you can try to clear the car up.
Saw Michael Pagano pull into the paddock off of the pit lane, so he will retire the 155 BMW. Was scored down in 31st place. Sam Scott looks like he's still making laps, so he was able to get himself out of the sand and continue.
Impressive. Had enough momentum, apparently, even in what was probably a pretty damp bunker to be in.
Yeah, and again, that's the tough thing about the sand is it's, you know, gravel and sand is once you stop moving, it's very difficult to get the car out. That's sort of intentional to slow the car down, but obviously it's not fun when the races are so short. So hopefully they can get this car out. The other problem with sand, though, is that cars tend to really sink in, and even pulling them out with the tow hook is pretty hard on the car and on the tow straps. But they did get it looks like.
There we go.
Nicely done for the rescue guys.
Have had a few call out there, the safety team to recover cars. We had the GT3 car recovered in a track battle competition yesterday after what we thought might have been an electronic thing where a bit too much power with the boost now being turned up. It sounds like just maybe some aero instead going to the wrong side of the aero calculator. Now that car does look like it's got a bit of dirt and whatnot on the front end of the car.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see it brought back to the pit lane. He might just try to fire it up and drive off, but I'm sure they'll have that communication. I'd expect a restart next time by. I'd expect at least 2 laps to go.
Oh, I like that. That should be some more momentum for us to build for the rest of the day. While we had our rush race, you and Jackson Lambros calling that one, the great chance to sit in and watch our Project Prime team control this broadcast, watch all the action. Just wanted to give them another shout out because what a great job they're doing, and so glad, Carl, to be here with you and here at the biggest GRIDLIFE festival in 13 years.
Yeah, glad to have you with us, Arjuna. And again, there's a look at the names of people, 17 people from all over the country flying in on, well, a handful of them on Monday and Tuesday were here, setting up even before I was here. So that's who makes it all happen. And they do a great job.
And the communication, the coordination. It's such a treat just to be able to listen in because
it's fun.
They're having fun. We're having fun as well, but the conversation there, we might want to broadcast that separately.
Well, I think Chris Jennings would probably sweat at the idea that it gets stressful in any production trailer, but it's a lot of fun, and the show is fantastic. I want to point out Robbie Vierhout in the 95 Nissan 350Z. He's having a pretty solid run at the moment, up in the top 20. He usually only runs 1 or 2 events a year, so to come back after a pretty long hiatus. I think he ran Audubon Country Club last year was the most recent event, so all local to the Chicago area. So good to have him running up in the top 20 for the first time in several months.
And he was in GLTC competition back in 2024 as well, so has competed here at GingerMan. So yeah, really great to see, and a lot of people, I think, enjoy coming back here to what is the spiritual home of GRIDLIFE and coming to a track which challenges the car and the driver in unique ways. Yes, Watkins Glen, Lime Rock Park and Laguna Seca are some of the biggest tracks in North America, but the challenge here is unlike anything that they can offer.
We're going green. I'd expect 2 laps. We could get less, we could get more, so keep an eye on that flag station here. It'll be the normal start-finish flag stand. A lot of dirt there on the left. That's right in the racing line when they get the restart. Green flag, and we do not see a white, so it will be at least 2 laps to go, and we're back underway.
Eric Magnussen gets a decent jump there, closes back up to Andy Smedgaard, but no one really able to take advantage until you get back to 5th position or so, as now Lena Chin defends the bright green of Morrison up the inside. Ayrton Grimm's there as well. Oh, got to be careful. 2 by 2, they tiptoe out of turn 2.
Wow, 2 rows of 2, and then you've got Christoph and Eric Catil in the lightweight Hondas. Look at this battle off into 3 on the restart. Everybody scrapping for whatever they can get. Jake Jorenstad in the 32 S2000, the Teal Myriad Motorsports car, also climbing the order up towards the top 10.
Oh, Ayrton Grimm off the track as well. I think you'll be able to slide back on without too much drama.
Yeah, and Lena Chin was off, I think, as well. That was +2 for Eric Catil in that critical chase for 3rd place in the weekend.
Important for him. Those are valuable championship points. He's carrying a lot more ballast, success ballast, from all the success he's had this season. Now Eric Magnussen is going to have a little bit more of that moving forward for the next round, and this car that has 125 extra pounds in it.
Lena Chin going the long way around. She must have gone off at 5 or 6 and is trying to look for a way to rejoin or just stay well out of the way. But we're going to carry on. This is for 2nd place. Dana Basinski chasing Magnussen. This is a great run for Dana and Matt Waldbaum right behind.
I love that Waldbaum car. 2 separate liveries showing the story of how that car at one point was entirely different parts, and they've transplanted parts from Andy Smedgaard car into it and put half of Andy's livery onto it as well. Just to goes to show again the stories within the cars, not just of the drivers but the builds as well.
Yeah, look, Andy really hasn't sprinted away as far this time. 1.1 seconds between the 2 leaders at the moment.
And no white flag.
Yeah.
So we should get 3 laps after that restart. So we'll see if there's some moves to be made further back. Eric Catil trying to take advantage of Ayrton Grimm's slip up, much like Catil went off the track at the start of this race.
Yeah, these 2 were toe-to-toe at Road Atlanta Race 4. Been a little bit of a tougher weekend. Grimm up the inside now for position, but fighting for scraps at the moment. And think back to the top 10 shootout that lap, how critical it was for Catil to qualify up in the top 4, top 5, and an 8th, 9th place start isn't going to do it in a field as competitive as this.
No, the lap time is what's put him in this position. To be off the track is a consequence of qualifying, not anything else, right? So we'll see what he's able to do. Might actually benefit him for race 4. Like you said, where do you finish? Do you finish somewhere in the mid-pack of the top 10? That might work out quite nicely once we get the invert, the roll of the dice. That looks like Andy Smedgaard might get to do in a lap's time.
2 car lengths between Catil and Grimm. We're keeping the racetrack green with Lena Chin well off the racetrack. Unfortunate for her to have the issue that she had with such a strong qualifying effort and start to the weekend. But she's just getting her season started. She'll be at Watkins Glen. She'll be at Lime Rock Park to kind of rebound from this. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th still in the line. And just watching that gap, I would expect to see the white this time through, and we are not going to get it. So we're going to get at least 3rd. Glad these guys run a little long, which is, again, why I love not having exactly 15 minutes hard-coded in the rules, Arjun. I know it seems completely foreign, the idea that we're not going to run a race to a standard distance, but if you have the time and the racing is good, let them race.
We've got 5 more minutes left in our window. Let's use it. Ayrton Grimm lunges up the inside at turn 1. I don't think that was quite going to work out, but 2 very different philosophies of cars that we're watching right now. A front-wheel drive Civic versus the rear-wheel drive Miata, which has been tuned up from its stock configuration quite a bit, so it'll be a bit more lively, a bit more of a handful. Speaking of handfuls, has Matt Walbaum had a bit of a moment of his own because he's allowed Dana Basinski clean air to attack Eric Magnussen, the championship leader.
Yeah, Dana's doing a great job here. Tucking to the inside, little power slide on the exit of turn 6. Game on here. And also note, Salil Shukla, fastest lap of the race in 5th place. Nice work there.
He's had a good weekend, hasn't he? As I believe you were saying, it's a relatively new build as well.
Well, the build's seen some changes over the years, but this was a nightmare weekend for him last year. Got involved in a pretty big incident that involved a few other cars, and a year later, rebounding and running top 5 all weekend. Not much more you can ask for. This is great fight here between the 99 and 3.
And the 99 is just so much more nimble and able in this middle and final sectors to use the long, sweeping, progressive corners to roll the momentum through. But now as Magnussen puts the power down in that BMW M3, as much as Basinski's got enough power to compete in this class, it's power to wait. So the trade-offs that each car has, quick through the corners in 3rd place, quick on the straights in 2nd. White flag this time by.
Last time around, GingerMan Raceway in Eibach GLTC Race 3. Dana slipped up a little bit at turn 11, leaves him vulnerable to his teammate. That's Matt Walbaum in the blue and gray car. Salil Shukla in the black M3 waiting in the wings there.
It's a 6.8-liter V8 behind the engine cover for Eric Magnussen. Such a different power plant that powered it when it rolled off the factory floor, but it's doing a decent job. These drivers having compressed on up. Now Walbaum has another chance to attack, but you've got to be careful. Salil Shukla seemingly with a GLTC. Ooh, never mind, Adam Wood.
Yeah, that's actually impressive. Again, for the all-wheel drive subcategory, but resetting that in the damp conditions, that just goes to show you how strong all-wheel drive can be. That's cool.
Maybe we need more damp races for all-wheel drive records.
Great fight for 2nd place. 4 cars. M3, BRZ, S2000, and a more different M3 with a different power plant.
And it goes to show the window that's been created in this GLTC class, the power to weight restrictions. It's done a great job of keeping these different philosophy of cars close together. I wonder if Dana Basinski is going to try and lunge up the inside into 10B. That might be the opportunity to displace Magnussen from 2nd.
I think he might have to set himself up for a run out of 11. Unless he can get a push maybe from his teammate in the number 90. We've seen it before. Whoa. Matt's in the grass out of 10B. He's not going to give him a push. He's just trying to get out of the lawn.
And now Salil Shukla might have a chance to run up to 4th as we complete our 3rd race of the weekend.
Andy Smedgaard in the ASM 212, leading the way back to the checkers. Team boss. And today is the boss of race 3. Checkered flag for the Toyota 86 out front with the FA24. Then 2nd place, Magnussen, Basinski, Walbaum fell to 6th. And or 5th rather, Shukla takes over 4th.
And good result for Shukla, good result for Magnussen as well, given that Eric Catil crosses the line down in 9th. Still in front of Ayrton Grimm, but qualified 9th, finished 9th. That's not the full story of race 3 for Catil, but championship swing in the direction of the M3.
Yeah, up and down. There's bubbles blowing through the camera shot. That's cool. That's fun. But yeah, not the race he was hoping for. Still a top 10. It won't be in the record books as a disaster by any stretch. But let's have a look here at the race results, and we'll go through the rest of it because there is more stories to tell. And it's this one, the 212 of Andy Smedegaard and Dana Basinski. I think this is his first ever podium, if I recall correctly. I don't know that he has one on record, but Salil Shukla, I think that's his best finish as well. So Matt Walbaum, Joel Morrison, also in the top 10. Justin Lee, Jordan Stod, Donald Louie, all having great runs there. Jeff Donati in the top 15, and Dakota Pionic in the 96, up in 17th place. Looking down the order, Lena Chin fell down to 30th place in the 917. And she'll come home with a disappointing result at the tail end of this one. The very end of the field here, Azmeth Muhammad ended up bailing out before the green. Sam Scott, Daniel Geraldo with that incident, bringing out the full course yellow. But Arjuna, that was a fun race despite that little intermission there.
Good race, and for Dana Basinski, he did go back to check second podium. He had one back in 2024, so it's been a couple of years, but good for him.
Good, yeah, good to see. Let's have a look here at the